we was just backstage, you know, me and BDK.
Just running it up a little bit.
Yeah, just running it up a little bit. We got a fire kicking and you know, we just out here just getting ready to give y'all some great information about Beyonce and about the history of African Americans being inside of country music, you know, since the beginning of time. And, you know, we're going to bring all the actually facts into it as well. And just letting people know it's not new because it's different type of country music and it's different type of country people and stuff like that too as well. So, yeah, guys.
Exactly. And I want to touch on a few things. I went live on TikTok the other night about this Beyonce country music merger, if that's what you want to call it. And I got some interesting thoughts and comments. Now, I would like to say that to start it out, there's mixed reactions from the black community and the white community. So, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to play both sides, but I'm going to give you my opinion and my understanding of both sides of Beyonce switching over to country music. And then we're going to talk a little bit about African Americans in country music, country rap, anything country. Yuckie, you look like you in the country right now.
Yeah, for real. I got a cat right here running around and a dog running through the woods right now too. Y'all probably see my dog run up on me later.
So let me say this. You have the freedom of speech to talk about this subject because you a country man.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like for instance, like we're not gonna get deep into it, but we just gonna talk about it later. Y'all get ready. Just stay. Hit that like button too as well while you're here. We're gonna get
we got some people in the chat. Y'all check in.
Yeah, we gonna get into that. So man, I feel like you know, to be real with y'all, man, like everybody really don't know, like it all come from everybody, but it's like you got to think about it. It's like that sibling in the family that was left out. It's like that always that one sibling in the family that is left out. It's like, okay, if everybody helped create it, but it's like, okay, we're gonna leave this one sibling in the house, this black sheep out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about from every whatever you want to call yourself, race and everything like that. Everybody have a black sheep. So it's like I'm basically saying, like, you got to think about it. This is how some people feel that's been left out of this type of genre of music for a long time. You know,
I'm just shouting out the chat, and you're right. You made a good point, Yuckie. It's almost like I'm gonna piggyback on what you just said. It's almost like if you got a group of people get together and build something, and everyone feels that they have a major role in building this, whatever they built. But then you got that one group of people that they just completely left out of the bill, and now they're kind of shunned in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of where we come in as African Americans in the country or anything country. You know, Misty James say, "What up, Yuckie?" So we get left out. And back to you, Yuckie. I'm looking at you, and I follow you. I look at your content. You are the epitome of a country black man. I'm from Mississippi. You know, I was born in Mississippi.
And that's the thing. Like, everybody don't know the old Beyonce. We don't know before her celebrity life, she probably lived the country life. You know, her family probably lived the country life. She probably used to visit horse farms, love to be out there. I know she's been a celebrity ever since she's been a teenager, but we don't know her life of, like, maybe growing up and visiting the outside of Houston. She probably got roots that run to Louisiana, to Mississippi and stuff, and they traveled outside on the weekend to go see some of these country roots. So, you know, everybody got country roots. I don't care if you're from Chicago, Illinois, you got country roots inside of you. Your family come from Mississippi or your family come from Texas, either or.
Like, shout out Angel Bay, Misty James, Tone the Bone in the chat.
What up,
I can't say, I don't want to mess your name up. Ariella.
And this one reason too, like, I kind of do want to speak up on, like, Beyonce. Cut the story short, y'all. Like, okay, like, I listened to the song, And when I listened to the song, it kind of made me happy to see that, like, okay, I'm not big into the song, like I'm gonna play it every day. But I feel like it gave me hope to be like, oh man, it's finally gonna be some happy music coming around that, we ain't got a whole bunch of girls, just every line, they just so vogue, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. And
It's
then,
love.
boom, here come my algorithm. I start seeing more country women singers. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, and I never see country women sing. I always see male country women singers. And if
Yeah.
y'all notice, I didn't say black or white. I said male country singers. I said you always see male country singers and you never really see a whole lot of female country singers. So I feel like it kind of helped the algorithm out for us to actually see other female country singers that got the potential to bring that new vibe into a country. So let's just be real. I can tell you country and Southern soul is no difference. So you got Southern soul that's like crying, that they feelings getting hurt, but it's real country stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like got a bunch of soul in it. Then you got more the country vibe is more like a church type vibe. So it's got the strings are more like a high tone, and it's not in a dark tune, more like a Southern soul. So it's
Okay.
like all of that coming in together with Beyonce music. If you like sit down and listen to it, it got like soul, pop, country all at one time. And that's what YuccieBanks is too, guys. So I'm not gonna knock the song because that's what YuccieBanks is. I'm not just country rap. I'm
So
Southern
Yuckie.
soul, you know.
So Yuckie, I'm gonna tell you, Miss Bernie says she loves Big 30. She's in the chat. She says she loves Big 30. We got Angel Bay, Misty Jamestown, the bone in there too. So Yuckie, to touch on what you was just saying, I found this on TikTok, and you made a good point. You said it. Southern Soul kind of tells like it's a love thing. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
kind of do a little crying,
yeah.
and so on and so forth. And country, it tells a story. So this is what I found on TikTok that kind of actually piggybacks off what you said. I'm gonna play it real quick.
I figured today could be a little history lesson for all of the non black folks out there who did not know that country music was, in fact, created by black people. Country music originally was a form of storytelling. A little bit
Storytelling.
of background here. Country music is fundamentally comprised of a few key components: string instruments, storytelling, and simply put, vibes. I don't know about you, but when I think of the banjo, Appalachia, bluegrass, and country music all come to mind. Much like a lot of the instruments that we hear and use today, the banjo was brought to the US by African slaves.
Okay, so we're gonna pause it there, Yucky. He made a good point. Country music comprised of storytelling, and all that good stuff. And he mentioned the banjo. Touch a little bit on this banjo, Yucky. And I'm gonna check out the comments. So he mentioned
So
the
like
banjo.
basically it used to be like a four-string banjo. So like that came from like West African, from like most of the slaves that came over, and they was like the Moors. And the Moors, if you look them up, they like conquered Spain. They conquered majority of a lot of whole areas and stuff. They ruled for like 500 years. So these folks end up having these strings, and once they came into the Appalachia, they escaped over in the Appalachia Mountains area, and they met these, Irish people, these Scottish people,
Buckeye
different type
Creekers.
of nationalities and stuff like that. And they all start playing bands together, because they all come from this different type of countries, but they was all like outlaws that were running to the mountains and stuff like that. So like,
Hmm.
anyways, they end up changing the strings. Like the strings used to be like four, and I think it went to like a six or something like that. Um, and the sound ended up changing because if you look at the banjo, it looks like a drum. It actually used to be an African drum, like you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So if you look at it, it don't look like a regular guitar. It looked like a drum. So
Exactly.
it was like an
So
African drum. So
So that's the history of that. I'm gonna just touch on this comment. Misty James said Dolly Parton made a rock album, so why not Beyonce doing country music?
I
Music should
listened
bring
to the
people
rock
together.
album the other day. Me and my homeboy did. We was like, okay, let's listen to Beyonce, and then we gonna listen to Dolly Parton rock album. We did. And then he was like, so why Beyonce can't do it? Because Dolly Parton did a rock album, you know?
Angel Bay, if you get a chance, you said true. Elaborate on what you're speaking on. And I'm gonna say this. So Yucky, I feel what you're saying. You say you listen to the song, you personally like the song. It's not something that you just gonna bump every day. So let me give you my take on the song and some of the input that I got from TikTok. So I listened to the song also. It's very catchy. It's very catchy. Um, in my opinion, she finessed the song, pretty good. Now, on the flip side, I think she should have added more of a country twang. That's my personal opinion. For the country music fans, I think it had a little more of an R&B feel. And
Yeah,
let's just be straight up. Singers are actors. They're actors. And actors change their accents for the different roles that they are in. So if you're gonna be playing a thug and you have a proper English speaker, you got to change that. So I would have thought that her team and whoever was promoting it would have said, "Hey, let's put a little country twang." And I know she's capable of doing it because she's from Texas.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think the song is very catchy. I think that she finessed it. Some of the content, if you ask me, was not necessarily country, but hey, it is what it is. Now I
Yeah,
do want to
but
say,
it's Texas country in the H Town way. So
yeah,
like that's what I feel like. So I feel like okay, everybody got their own different type of country. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, yeah.
it's like she threw the
Exactly. I agree
Lexus in
with you.
there. Everybody know the Lexus is part of a part of Houston culture of fixing it up. You know what I'm saying? So she was putting out for
Appreciate it, Misty.
clubs, the culture of it. So it was like really country rap though. I said I don't knock it because it's like a
So
Yucky Bank
she's
song,
trying to touch a little bit of everybody. Now I do
Yeah.
want to say this. I want to say this. Let me get a little controversial if it's okay with you, because BDK, I could get controversial.
Yeah.
Now, in all honesty, John Snyder, my favorite Duke boy, Bo, he kind of took it to a level I personally think he shouldn't have. And I'm going to read what he said. And I mean, this is on the New York Post, so this is not me putting words in anybody's mouth. But this is what bothered me. He likened Beyonce going to country rap as like a dog in a walk park, had marking every tree. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a big problem with somebody that's a legend pissing on somebody else. You don't have that to do. I think those words were very harsh. And as of today, John Snyder, you was my favorite Duke boy. Now you are no longer my favorite. I'm choosing Boss Hog over your ass, because that, to me, that was just that was uncalled. That was uncalled for. Now,
Yeah.
now let BDK get controversial now. Now, if y'all in the chat, BDK, I said what I said, and this is what I'm about to say. YuccieBanks and Billy the Kid in country rap ain't no problem. Because who are we? But you know why it's a problem for Beyonce? Because she's a threat. I'm going to say that one more again. It's a problem with Beyonce because she's a threat. She can actually change the face of country music if she wanted to. So that's a problem for some people. Okay, now if this was Billy the Kid and YuccieBanks and we had a platform like Beyonce, I'm sure we'll be a problem too. So I think John Snyder took it to a whole nother level. Now, also, remember in the beginning of the chat, I say there are some black folks that don't like it, and there's some white folks that don't like it. What up, Captain E?
And then I said that
Now,
too, right? And I said every man, not a black man or a white man. I said every man. So we ain't picking
yeah.
we ain't pointing, we not finger pointing nobody. You know
Now
what I'm
let me
saying?
tell you why, from my TikTok live the other night on this subject, why the black folks don't like it. Because they like Beyonce, the regular Beyonce. It's a lot of black folk that don't like country music. They don't like the beats. They don't like the instrumentals. They don't like nothing about it. So they kind of feel like she trying to jump sides. That's what that's
So
that's what I got. And some
so I'm
people just
saying,
don't
like,
think.
who are these people to be like, hey, was she supposed to wake up every day and make the same music like every day? You feel me?
Exactly.
That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
question.
Like that can be miserable. Her waking up, being in that mind frame ever since she was 16 years old to a grown adult. Don't you think she want to grow up from that to be like, I got more stories to tell in my music and I want y'all to hear it, and I got to have this type of other rhythm, that this other type of sound that I got the brain to even put that out, and it's gonna
And
sound way different,
Yucky, let's just be real. We artists. Sometimes we like to try different fields. Some people will go to school to be a lawyer, do practice law for some years, and then go end up being a doctor. That's everyone's right. I personally get burnt out by doing the same music. I do country rap. I do all
Like
kind of stuff.
even like it's a lot of artists dib and dab in different type of stuff, and nobody don't pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Even Boosie got a blues album, but people don't know Boosie is a better blues album, a blues artist than a rapper to me. When I heard his blues album,
Yucky.
I'm being honest.
I got a comment I want to touch on. Angel Bay just made a good comment. Now, once again, if you in this chat, it's not a race thing, but it's still the base, the foundation has an issue with race. So Angel said, I feel that country music was started by black people, but in the 17th century, the European and African started the country music originally. Let's see. Um, okay, so let me touch on that. This is what I'm gonna piggyback on what Angel said. This is what I feel. And I don't think this is the fault of the everyday working class white American. This is not their fault because sometimes we've been programmed for certain things. I think that this country has forced certain ideas in our head that certain things were started by certain people, and we can only accept it when we get it from them. So, for example, people don't realize that the first cowboys were Yucky.
It was actually some black Africans because they was the only
Okay,
ones. Yeah.
so hold on. So the first cowboys were black Africans, and it was not cool to be a cowboy back then. But then to become a cowboy was cool. So now we're gonna portray that cowboys are white men. Okay. So here's the deal. Now the average American only can visualize a cowboy being a white guy on a horse. He Clint Eastwood. He's super cool. He got the cigar hanging out his mouth. That's what I want to be, a cowboy. But then when you get a black guy dressed up like a cowboy, oh, he's trying to be like us. So it's the same thing with country music.
Or
The
you have your
visual
own
was
go against you and say you trying to be an Uncle Tom, so it's like you fighting two different type of groups. So it's like, I'm being honest, it's kind of suck because like even I'm
Mister. You're
basically
right.
saying
You're right.
Beyonce should not be fighting two groups of people. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like y'all haven't seen me speak up on all the stuff that's going on in country rap because I'm not about to fight among two groups of people because I see who on both sides. So it's just like I'm not gonna fight on who in both sides. But at the end of the day, I know my opinion and I'm gonna stand on my opinion, and you're gonna hear it on my channel. When BDK speaks on my channel, you're gonna hear it. That's just
Let
about
me
it.
touch on that. Let me touch on that, Yucky. But I want to touch on Misty James real quick. She says she's a way better singer than Taylor. So I guess the record executives are worried about their money. It's a good point. That's a very good point. Buckeye Creeker said, I have heard the country group Chapel Heart and they are fire. Okay. Lee Edwards says Beyonce performed with the Dixie Chicks at the 5th annual CMA Awards. Uh, Music has no race. I appreciate that, and you're right. But once again, we are faced with the hard reality that everything is supposed to be assigned to a race. So it's when some people, I call them sheep, when some people see it, what they've been fed, then all of a sudden they don't, they buck against it because people fear what they don't understand. Now, let me say this, Yucky, you made a good point. um, Before I start reading these comments, musicians are not the problem. Bigots are. Misty hit it on the head. She hit it on the head. And it's not necessarily just bigots. It's people who just want to go with the flow. So I say that to say this. Am I a huge fan of the song? It's okay. It's catchy. I like a catchy tune. But one thing I'm very, very, very upset at is the fact that it has caused so much controversy by certain people. It should not be a
Yeah, that's
problem.
all we feel like. We just saying that like a lot of people should not be confused if they knew this information. If they like kind of grew up, like everybody grew up knowing like stuff that wasn't hidden from them. Like we won't have grown adults online arguing. Like
Exactly.
we wouldn't even like if it wasn't covered up, like slid up under a rug, like we'll have so many grown adults just like getting along
So,
with each other.
so this
Because
is
we
what I want
all
to do.
know.
I
Cause
don't want
like
to
I'm
cut you off,
gonna tell
Yucky.
y'all, this is how they control the narrative. Not none of us in this chat. Everybody who in this chat, if you here now, we love each other. You feel me?
Mm.
But I'm basically gonna let y'all know that like some people don't love other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
No.
being honest. They
Let
just
me
don't.
tell you,
You know?
Yucky, do you know how much racism I get from
Yeah.
doing country music?
Yeah.
Some of the comments, I just have to be like, dang, they gotta be a miserable person. And the average country rapper, white, don't have to deal with that. They don't deal with the stuff. And like you said earlier, we get it from both sides. You know how many sellouts and Uncle Toms I've been called because I do country music? So people do not realize what a black country artist have to go through. They
Yeah,
don't,
so that's
but
why
we
I
keep
feel
pushing.
Beyonce right now because I'm getting called the Uncle Tom from black people, and then from some other group of people that is white, I'm getting called like, oh, you just a wannabe, you just a pretender. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. So I'm waking up seeing all of this, and I'm like, dang, like what the hell? Like all I'm trying to do is make good music for everybody. That's all I'm trying to do.
So Yucky,
It's
I'm
just crazy.
I'm gonna say one thing and then I'm gonna go to this video. You are the example of a black country man. Yucky, when I used to see your TikTok and your content way before I knew who you was, and I was like, this is a black country man. You are a real life farmer. Like
Yeah,
sometimes when I call you and you don't answer, I said he might be out there picking some carrots or some greens or stuff like this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And 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 one thing I can say about you is you are a huge inspiration to any American teaching people how to be self-sufficient. There is no reason on the face of this planet anyone should have a problem with YuccieBanks because you are literally an inspiration to most people because all we used to doing is going to these grocery stores, picking up our food and walking out. We don't know what's in that food, but YuccieBanks, here a black man, is out here farming, teaching people how to
Yeah,
farm.
and I agree with you on that. One of my friends, he pulled me up to the side, was like, man, I want to come out here and vlog you because like, you gonna save a lot of black kids' lives, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you'll give them another narrative of like, hey, I can farm, I can fish, hey, I can go hunting, I can camp. Look at this guy doing it. Cause he said, man, if you got the effect to make me do that, I know you can make like kids do that and they won't go out here and drill no more. And if y'all don't know the
Exactly.
definition of drill is I don't want to say the word because I might get flagged by saying, the other word, but you know what I mean like murder count or whatever, death counts. Let's see if we can say that. But I
Catching
just,
bodies.
yeah, catching bodies. I never forget a 2-hour conversation with Yuckie. You are a real one, brother. You are too, bro. I know the haters, Yuckie. You got people that love you, man. I appreciate it. And I'm going to just rock with the people that love me, man. And we love everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but I'm just, when I speak up on something that based off of like facts, it's like I'm not arguing with you. I'm just showing like information and facts. I'm like a more of a fact person. So I don't want nobody to put out a fake narrative about Elvis. I don't want nobody to put out a fake narrative about David Ruffman. I don't want nobody to put it don't matter who you are. You know what I'm just saying? Just don't, change up the narrative and make up a whole nother story and having everybody else thinking that other people don't do this or they don't want to listen to this or they don't like riding to do this. That's like showing you that you trying to keep people segregated. Like whoever
Exactly.
running
Okay.
this.
So let me touch on this, Yucky. And I gotta play this clip. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I want everybody in the chat to see how a very well respected, well known actor, or celebrity can literally piss on you at any given time. Okay. And you don't know how many people grew up watching this man. He was one of my heroes, and I don't have nothing against him, but he disappointed me with this. So I'm going to play the clip, and I want y'all to listen. Now, I want y'all to listen and watch this from a YuccieBanks and Billy the Kid perspective. Two guys who like to do country music. We like our music. Other people like our music. Just watch now, and we're aspiring to maybe influence some people. So look at it from our viewpoint.
They've got to make their mark just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree, right? So that's what's going on here.
So he said they have to make their mark on every tree. And now, nice to meet you, Lee. Now, real talk, if you really think about it, you have a lot of black country rap artists. They're just like, I like to make good, happy country rap music. I like to make stuff that's gonna make people smile, or inspire. Now, when they see how a celebrity of his stature feel about Beyonce making country music, just imagine how they feel about other celebrities. Now, I'm sitting here thinking, well, dang, man, if he think like this, how many other people think like this? Now, is that gonna stop me? No, but I already know what I'm up against, and it already makes me feel some type of way about the people and how they're going to receive my music. Now, I want to say this. And think about what he just said. I'm about to get controversial as hell. It's okay, though, for a white rapper to do trap music, to spin the block, to run down on somebody with the stick, when 9 times out of 10, they living in the suburbs. You got a black country man out here farming, and people can hate on that, but you won't hate on a white rapper who's presenting himself to be hood when he's not. I seen one rapper and he pretty dope. I'm talking about just thugged out at the trailer park. Then I see on another time he's standing with his family, a whole family man. What trapper, what thug is a family man? He out there with that work. So here you got two guys that's really living the way we're rapping, but we can get hated on. But it is okay to fabricate a whole lifestyle and be accepted. So I want y'all to think about that. Katie Duffy, what's up? You know, vanilla ice syndrome. You right. So that's what we're really driving home. I think with Beyonce entering into country music, I think it's dope. She may be kind of tired of the norm. And I think, they got people. I saw a lot of people on TikTok
Hey man,
doing the dance.
I look at it, hey man, it's another opportunity for YuccieBanks to be a writer for Beyonce. Like, I can
Happy
write
Monday,
I
Katie.
can write that. I can't go write a Luke Combs type song. Maybe I can. And I'm gonna estimate myself, but I know I can go write a country song for Beyonce any day, anytime. I'm just being real.
Any day. And let me tell you something, Yuckie. Me being the type of guy that I am, I can't hop on a Yo Gotti song or a Gucci Mane song, but I could feature on a Beyonce country song, and I kill it. You know what I'm saying? Go look at my video. Go look at my video, Feeling Good. If you go look at my video, Feeling Good by Billy the Kid, and you can't say I think he could snap on any country song out there, then you got an issue. If you go listen to YuccieBanks, Big 30s, and his other music,
and that's one reason I do love Elvis, though. I do like Elvis because, like, at least he paid homage and brought those people around once he kind of got there, he at least got some of those guys on stage with him to back him up. You know what I'm saying? Because he got that style from those groups of people and stuff like that. Because most people are still a style and they'll just keep going. You know what I'm saying? They'll just keep going. And he involved those people, and the label was trying to keep them away from all those people. So that should have showed people, like, that is all wanted to be segregated. Like, yo, you can't hang out with these guys and make music. You know what I'm saying? But he like, I'm learning new riffs from these guys. I'm learning new melodies from these guys. And we all just sharing it because we all love music. And, you know, the label just really, I don't care nobody say the label killed Elvis, y'all. I'm like a big conspiracy, brother. Like,
So
you
check
know,
this out.
once you start hanging and start doing stuff for yourself and stuff like that, man, they going to take you out. You know, they did Michael the same way. You know what I'm saying? They did anybody that stepped up, you know, for themselves, you know what I'm saying? As far as like when they start seeing that, hey, this is what they doing and I ain't even a part of it, they gonna take you out. That's just how it works, you know?
So Captain E says one of his favorite country singers at the Grand Ole Opry was Charlie Pride. I went and looked him up. I've heard the name, and I looked him up, and this is Charlie Pride. I'm not gonna play the music, but he's a black country singer. How many of
Yeah,
y'all in the chat know?
Pride too. I like Charlie Pride too.
Yeah.
One of the main men of all time in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
I
That's
like-
right, superlatives. Yes. How about a hand, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Charlie Pride? Where are you, Mr. Pride?
So as we could see, you know, there's a lot of black country singers. And we all know that music evolves, man. You this generation and this year, you could go from whatever genre you want. Y'all might even end up catching me doing opera one day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might catch Billy the Kid, you know what I'm saying, doing anything. Yeah, that was back in 1971. So that's the beautiful thing about social media, music. You can literally jump genres if you want to, and it's not a problem. So
it's not a problem, guys. It's not a problem, y'all.
I want to say this. Let me clarify.
You know, that's where artists probably die off at. A lot of artists probably die off because they never be like, hey, let me go try another genre.
Let me go try something else. So let me kind of elaborate on some of the opinions. So everyone don't have the John Snyder syndrome, as I would like to say. To me, he just hate. He's just being a straight up hater. Okay, but these are the opinions of the different African Americans or black folks, whatever you want to call them. They just ain't feeling the fact that she's switching over. They want the old Beyonce. Oh, the single lady. They want that.
They do.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
do.
Now, in the defense of the white folks that like country music, I don't think they don't like the fact that she crossed over. I think they're just not satisfied with the fact that it's not country enough. You know, because like I was saying in my live, you know, most country fans, they want to hear that daggone twang. They want to hear that ding 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 ding. They want to hear somebody say snap, sap, skeeter, skin booger. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear that. Y'all, you know, they want to hear that. So I could understand that. I could understand that. And if I were Beyonce, I would tap more into that. You know what I'm saying? I would tap more into, because like I was saying on my TikTok live on my song Feeling Good. If I had been like, I'm feeling good when it's time to ride, people would have been like, the beat country, but I come in there, I'm feeling good when it's time to ride in the woods in my side by side. They want that country feel. You touch the soul when you throw that country twang, because country people, black or white, have such a dope. They have a dope way of talking and explaining things. You feel it, even if you are not from the country. When a country person speak, it grabs you.
It grabs you.
And why do you think people from the north love to come to the country? Because it's just so wholesome. You know, you go to New York City and they don't even look at one another in the eyes. You could be laying on the ground having a heart attack.
Yeah, you come to my town, everybody gonna talk to you. Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Where you from? You from here?
You from here, buddy?
From? Yeah. So you know, you come down here, you know, you catch us at the mud park. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never seen your face. We're like, where you from? Where you come from? Up north? Well, welcome to Louisiana. You know, you want a beer? You know, country people they just so wholesome. So country music actually is a feel good music. Even
so
if
that's why I made a point too, guys, because like if you think about it, like that's why I was saying like Beyonce need new writers. I ain't saying that she can't sing country music. I think she didn't have the right writers for her music to be like, hey, pronounce this word like this. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like I
yeah.
said this, like instead of saying this, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like DIS, like you know what this, like that's how
So
country folks pronounce some stuff, like this.
I really think, that the backlash she's getting from people like John Snyder are the gatekeepers. I'm gonna call
Thank
them
you.
gatekeepers because we know we have gatekeepers in this industry. Because just what did God forbid Beyonce hop into country music and take over, and now all these country music fans love some Beyonce. We can't have that.
Yeah,
But I think the people who are kind of like, I just don't know if I'm ready for Beyonce and country music. It's because it wasn't as convincing for them for her first country drop. I think they wanted that twang. They wanted her to say, "Hey, y'all," you know what I'm saying, or just give them a little bit more country.
yeah.
People don't mind. People don't mind if you switch up
You have fun
because
with it. You just having
yeah,
fun. They like, dang, I like her voice actually sounding like that. If y'all notice, Yuckie got auto-tune in some songs, and some songs Yuckie don't got auto-tune in the song. Cause some fans like me
yeah,
doing
man.
auto-tunes, and some fans um love it when I don't do the auto-tune. So you know what I'm saying? So YuccieBanks got so many different characters, you know what I'm saying, as well.
Let me touch on Misty James' comment. She made a good point. Country music storytelling is the best. Every song paints a picture in your mind. I think that was one of the things she was lacking in that song. It was kind of all over the place. Like I said, it was a dope song. But if she would have told I'm gonna tell you, she told a good story with On the Run with Jay-Z. I love that song. That was a dope ass story. I think she probably could have told like a love story or a cowgirls going out story. So, Misty, you right. That story to me, that storytelling factor was missing. Um, Lee Edwards said country music has been whitewashed for every day
Ain't no
since
problem, brother.
day one. What you think about that comment, Yuckie, about Lee Edwards? Country music has been whitewashed every day since day one.
Yo, like, you know, like I say, it even goes back to the beginning. People didn't know where the instruments even came from. You know what I'm saying? So if you knew like where the
What up, Cricket
instruments came
Mariah?
from, like you'll be like, you'll pay more homage to it. You dig what I'm saying? It's like no more, it's not no homage paid to the people who created or died or helped create it and said, hey, y'all, these guys helped started this or this instrument and things like that. It's just like all we see is like, you know, a different type of what they say, you know, white person, you know, as far as the face of it, but it was like a group of people, you know what I'm saying? It was a whole lot of groups of other people involved in it too as well. Cause
And
like
yeah,
it was also some country Indian people, Native American
hmm
people that did music, but they had disguised themselves as a Caucasian person because they knew that, you know, that they could never make it in the record industry, you know?
you, you, hey, Yucky, let me tell you a story, but I want to touch on you though, bro. You know, as a kid, you know what confused the hell out of me to show you,
But
to kind of talk about this comment. When I remember the Ten Commandments they play every Easter, and what was his name? Yul Brenner played the Pharaoh. And knowing good and damn well that man ain't look Egyptian. So
yeah,
in the
yeah.
mind of a kid, I thought Egyptian were white folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
no, my
but
whole life I did too. I did.
but
I
Yucky,
really
let me
did. I
touch
really
on
did.
you real quick. Let me touch on you because you are a prime example of how things have been whitewashed, and not just in the viewpoint of white people. But let me tell y'all something in the chat, and to go back to what real country black men go through.
You want
When
me to tell you
people
why the world being whitewashed?
let me
Because
let me
like,
finish let me
can
finish my
I gotta
statement.
say this. Hold on,
Okay,
let me
go
say
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
The reason why I know the world being whitewashed, because like when I go to the meetings, everybody say I never seen a black farmer in my whole entire life.
Well, damn, Yucky. I see why you wanted to say what you wanted to say before I said it. And let me ask you this:
But I'm just saying it's
Is
kind of fucked up though, because I'm gonna tell y'all
do
why.
you okay, Yucky?
I
Do
can
you get
show
that
y'all
from white
hundreds
America
of
or Black
thousands
America?
of us. Like I can show y'all. I can take you to
But
their
Yucky.
farms. I can take you everywhere, and it's
But let
kind
me
of
ask you
fucked
this:
up. It's fucked
Do
up.
you get that? Do you get that from white America or black America most?
Both.
Both. Now, why should you even get that from black America? I can understand maybe the
Yeah,
ignorance
the
of white
reason
America.
why I feel like you get it from both is because it's not televised, bro. Like it goes back to what you saying. A threat
What's
is
up,
not
Amber?
televised because if they televise, all right. When I start farming at 25, right? I start farming
Mm-hmm.
at 25. The average farmer is 57 years old. I got hella more
Mm-hmm.
years to farm.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me? That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, so it's like a threat of like, hey, if he can educate every generation to start farming their own food, not just black people, everybody. If he
Everybody.
educate all these folks that could start growing their own food, man, this dude is a threat. He's young. He got a lot of more years to go. He's not like the average 59-year-old farmer that just want to make the money and say, fuck people, I'm going to poison the food and keep going. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Well,
just
you
being
know what,
real.
Yuck? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something funny. I actually had somebody from an independent label call me about feeling good, right? And he was asking me questions, and he asked me how old I was. So I told him,
Yeah.
and I could kind of tell he was like, "Yeah." It's the age thing is not due to not being marketable. It's due to not being able to brainwash. See, a young person, they just want to make it. And they'll take any and everything to make it. But when you got an older person, well, we could make money off him, but he's gonna know we ripping him off. So everything with this world is designed to put money in somebody else's pocket, even with a Yucky Banks. You look at a Yucky Banks and you look at him out there farming, that's not what meet the mainstream media gonna present a black man as a farmer, because all of a sudden you're gonna have all these other black kids that say, well, if Yucky Banks is a farmer, I can be a farmer too. Now the average
Exactly. Why do I got to go drill my brother and I can go over here and sell these plants and vegetables? And it's like I'm going to make the same amount of money as selling these plants and vegetables is like selling drugs. If I
and you
change the
know what?
narrative of that, because you
You
got
know
to think
what?
about it. You got pounds of weed, right? And you got pounds of squash, you got pounds of tomatoes, you got pounds of all that. Once they figure out how to take that and trap that, and not even do it no more, they'll be like not even selling drugs to each other no more. You know, I'm
Give a
being
man a
real.
fish and you'll feed him for a day, teach him how to fish and feed him for life. You right, Captain Lee. So let me tell you, let me say something to everybody in the chat, because I know sometimes these conversations could be very uncomfortable. I want everybody in the chat to understand this one thing, that when we're talking about these issues, we're not talking about you in general. We're
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about what
definitely
has
not
been
talking.
presented. We're talking about what have been presented to us as a whole. We can only go by what we've been shown. You see what I'm saying? So don't take this as Billy the Kid and Yucky Banks talking about white folks. Oh, they was in the chat talking about white folks. No, we're in the chat. Number one, having a very healthy discussion, a much needed discussion. We're
But
respecting
okay,
everybody's
like no,
opinion.
I'm just saying we're not talking about white folks. Definitely not talking about white folks. Don't take it like that. Cause like if
I hear
everybody
you,
go back
Freaker
and you
Mariah.
rewind this video, we said we get it from both when we
Both
saying
sides.
and we saying that like both sides should not be giving it to this one individual that is working so hard to give it to everybody. So if
And
you this
guess
one,
what? Guess where the
hey,
narrative has
appreciate it,
been painted
Creeper.
from both sides. The narrative has been painted from people that feed us this information. So it's up to us to do our own researches and to not fall into what's been fed to us. That's why every Billy the Kid video, I literally go around rounding up my fellow white folks to be in the video. But you know what happens? Sometimes people be like, I don't want to be in it alone. I want, it's a, so they stray away. Everything is separated. So even when it's with this country music thing, I really think that mainstream media in the world has presented to us that it's only a white person thing. But look, you got Jelly Roll. He's not necessarily country rap, but he is one of the dopest country rap artists out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And if you go back and look at some of Jelly Roll's back in the day, that boy was spitting with 3 6 Mafia. He was, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy because we've been fed some bullshit. We have. It's up to us. Let me ask you a question. If somebody put a plate of food in
Put
you
it like
that you
this. Let's just say, long story short, nobody shouldn't be supporting somebody by the color they are. I'm just being real. Like a group of white people should not be like, I'm gonna support him because
Amber,
he's
you right.
the greatest white person I ever seen. You feel me? And that's just real talk. I'm just saying, like, that's fucked up because I don't sit up and be like, hey, I'm about to go support J. Cole because
You right,
he's
Freaking Mariah.
black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to go sit up and just do that. Like, you know, and you can see that in music that people just be like choosing. I be listening to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be like, even Buckeye Creeker, he put me on it. It's like an Asian band that fucking play rock and roll music like a Metallica. But a lot of people probably be like, I don't like Asian people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really would. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like communism, you know, and all kind of shit. Instead of like listening to the music and just listening to the person, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of messed up that people don't segregate themselves off of music too by
And
color.
you know what?
You
You know what's funny, Yuckie? Have you ever noticed this? And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Do you realize that it's always the people who are way up that try to keep things separated? Like, if you think about everybody in this chat and all the people that follow YuccieBanks, Billy the Kid, people I ride with at the mud parks, they don't give a damn about who doing what.
No, they don't. Long as they get their money, guys. That's
And as
all it matters.
long as they enjoy the good company. Bro, I go to the mud park and Captain E, I will tell this story every time. Captain E is in Amber Green. That's my sister. Amber Green has been supporting
Creek Mariah,
Billy
we
the
not
Kid.
really we not really talking about the diss track. We really talking far beyond all that. We talking about like real like things that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like the country rap beef and stuff like that, we just feel like it's a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all a joke.
I'm
You
gonna
know, it's
quote
all a
one of
joke.
my lines. I'm gonna quote one of my lines. This country rap beef to me kind of tastes like baloney. And when I hear these rappers speak, it start making me hungry. Bottom line, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Amber Green. Do you know Amber Green in this chat and Captain E have literally been
Look,
supporting Billy the
Creeker,
Kid from
we
day
want
one?
everybody in country rap to get along. That's what this whole what we on. We don't want to see. You know, I'm never gonna say none of these people names, but y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't want to see none of these folks go through none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
Because
wasn't even really talking about that.
some people family can end up getting killed off of this.
Yeah, let's
You
talk.
feel
And
me?
let's keep on the
Some
subject.
people,
Let's keep on the subject, Yuckie. That was last episode.
Yeah.
This ain't about no diss track. We're just talking about we pretty much just talking about the whole stereotype of African Americans in country music, country rap, and we just kind of wanted to discuss.
Because I don't want nobody, to screen. I don't want nobody to screen record me and be just going back and people be making up lies,
the
man. Like,
Yuckie,
like we ain't got
edit. No, I want you to edit my shit because I'm gonna get grass.
Yeah, man. Because I don't want nobody to think we beefing with nobody. We love everybody. But you come our way, just like he said, we're gonna eat you like bologna.
To come at my top. I've been itching. I've been itching for somebody to come at. Hey, ask my sister Amber Green how BDK get down when you come at my top. Like, for real. You might have a bigger platform than me.
Man, I love Stevie Wonder though, man. Stevie Wonder definitely get you going, some Stevie, for sure.
Yeah. Bottom line. So but back to what I was saying, Amber Green and Captain E, Yuckie, they have been supporting Billy the Kid before. I think that was like my first supporters, like no cap. Let me tell you, Yuckie, Amber Green was told me one day that her and her husband was laying in bed watching my videos, my funny videos cracking up, and I was like, y'all don't need to be watching me, y'all need to be baking some taters, dang man. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, the people that's in this chat don't care. They probably don't. Now, they may have their opinions about Beyoncé doing, but they don't care. It's not going to make or break them. So it's always the people that are higher up. And this is what I want everybody in the chat to know. This is when you turn into a sheep. when it didn't bother you at first until somebody up here said it. And then you're like, oh, yeah, he's right. He's right. They try to take over everything. That's when you become a damn sheep, when you can't think for yourself. Just because somebody high up said something don't mean that it's in your heart. So that's what happened. Even the media force feed us stuff. And instead of us doing our own research and forming our own opinions, we go with what they say. That's why
Yeah.
people are so divided.
Yeah, never
right
believe nothing. It's just weird that like Trump got on there and said fake news, and now obviously the news is real now to everybody. I'm just saying, like, it's weird though. It's just like I was screaming fake news like 25 years ago, 20 years ago, and now everybody's saying fake news now, and I'm like, and now that everybody think the news real the last 4 years, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah.
shit. And I ain't into no politics, y'all. Like, I'm an independent. I'm independent, y'all. So I'm just trying to say, like, hey, the news is fake. Don't believe everything you see on the news, y'all. Don't believe. You got to research. You got to research.
Hey, Yuckie, check this out. You know how they found out that the news was fake? When everybody took a ride down to the border and ain't see all them people coming across like they thought they was gonna see. Yuckie, hold on. They had one lady saying, "This is a travesty." She was crying. I'm like, man, let me tell you something. You can't believe it. Now, I'm sure they done got some people that came across that water, but not like the way they've been putting it on the news. So, people don't realize that these are
they want us to live in fear, y'all. They want us to live in fear.
See, the people do not realize that these are the things that keep us divided. Simple things like Beyoncé going to country music and everybody in the uproar, those are the small things that keeps us divided. So I would like to say this. We 51 minutes in, Yuckie, so we got to start concluding. This is Billy the Kid's opinion of Beyoncé merging over to the country music. First and foremost, I think it was a catchy little tune. I see people on TikTok doing a little dance. I see them doing the dance. Okay, it's dope. But Billy the Kid feels she should have threw some more country elements in the song to just really embrace and dig deep into those country roots. I'm actually looking forward to the next one. I want to see if she say, okay, I did this one. Let me learn you something on the next one. So I fully embrace Beyonce crossing over. Because guess what? That's just a nut. Was Jordan happy with one ring? No, he went and got another ring. And after he got that ring, he got another ring. And after he got tired of them rings, he said, I'm going to go play baseball. So nobody criticized that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just that she's a threat. She has too much attention. People feel, well, she's not happy with being the queen of R&B. She has the beehive. Well, maybe she's not. Maybe she's reached a level of success where she want to get back to something more wholesome and not be shaking her ass all over the screen. Maybe she want to do something different.
Yeah, maybe it's time for her to cover. She know, like, yo, my daughter older now. I need to cover myself up. Maybe I need to make this type of music now. Dang, I feel disgusted telling her to put a ring on it, and all the single ladies and shit like that. Like, oh man, I need to go rewrite history. I need to get back in the studio and reinvent myself. For my daughter think how I documented myself, that I'm this type of person, and my daughter don't even know that I'm not this type of person at home. It was just lyrics that was written, and it's gonna be documented from what her grandkids. Her grandkids gonna look, oh, this my grandma. Oh my God, saying these bold words, like,
and you know what? Even if
time.
it was just a genius ass marketing strategy, it's cool when they do it, but when we do it, it's a problem. So
I think she's gonna go forward with it because, like I say, once you get a certain age,
right, mister.
You get a certain age, it's certain type of music you want to listen to and make on.
Exactly. Exactly. Mr. James said, united, we could take over the world. That's why we're taught and encouraged to hate each other and stay divided. You know, the most divisive things on the face of this planet, and Billy the Kid's opinion, is religion and politics. If you think about it, religion and politics are the only two things on this planet that'll make somebody go to the extremes that they go to. Think about it. Religion and politics. Those are the only two things that make people go to crazy extremes. I seen one thing where a dude did his dad because he worked for the doggone FBI and took the dad head off and everything, posted it on YouTube because those are the only two things that make people, and that's what they use to successfully divide the shit out of us. So, Misty, you right. Together, if we put those things aside, which that's easier said than done, dagnabbit. Way easier said than done. So many things could be different. You know what I'm saying? And okay, and why Yuckie off stoking his fire, I want to say this. It's a reason why I removed myself from certain platforms because I saw people being political in a different sense. And I was like, you know what? This ain't as wholesome as I thought it was. So BDK, instead of lashing out, I just removed myself. But those are the things we got to stop doing. We got to stop politicking to the point where we shut other people out to make sure that other people get ahead. Because usually the people that are helped to get ahead and have all that assistance, they know what they cracked up to be. Listen at the radio. Listen at the radio stations and listen at the garbage. My booty hole brown.
I'ma just be real. We don't need our black women on national TV saying they booty hole brown. We don't need her on there saying put this pussy in your face and all that. We need to like change the whole narrative.
Exactly. So
like we don't need our young man look like YuccieBanks out here talking about I'm gonna hit you with the glizzy. I got the ops. We need you rapping about vegetables, riding ATVs, because that's what you really doing. That's what you really doing. You really out here living like that, but you really putting music out like just because it sells. Because murder, kill, sex sells. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like.
So I want to thank everyone who tapped in to the. Can I call this the YuccieBanks and Billy the Kid show? That shit sound kind of dope. Look, real
talk with YuccieBanks and Billy Kid.
Real talk. Hey, don't think this is gonna be the last one because me and Yuckie talk every day, like every day. Sometimes me and Yuckie be like, "Hey, bro, I gotta go." But we just gonna bring those conversations to the channel. Bottom line, and we might have an official channel. So we appreciate everybody that popped in for our rant, which I think it was a very productive rant. What about you, Yuckie?
Yeah, I think it was, man. Like they say, man, I be standing on the corner like the guy like back in the days and just have a bunch of rants on the corner. That's what YuccieBanks do sometimes, guys. Like I just get my little box
that's where you get the realest conversation.
Stand up on that box and just be like, hey. Making sure everybody can hear me.
You be talking about, I can make a booger talk.
I can make a water talk from the creek, guys.
On the bone.
Please.
We appreciate you. Misty James, Buckeye Creeker, Angel Bay, my wife Sonya. I don't know where she went, but she was in this thing. Lee Edwards.
Everybody religious Captain in here is love, y'all. That's Amber all Green. Our religious is. Our religious is to love each other, care about each other, support each other. I don't agree with everything BDK say. He might not agree with everything I say. But guess what? Me and him, man enough to still have a conversation with each other and still spread a powerful message to help other people out throughout the day in their life and stuff like that. So that's all
we got 1 minute. I want to say this. Y'all go check out YuccieBanks, Big 30s.
Yeah.
Check out Billy the Kid, Feeling Good. And while y'all in there checking them out, y'all check out the rest of the stuff.
Hey, man, y'all get ready, man. I got a lot of videos about to get ready to drop, man. So y'all keep sharing, too. Y'all get ready, man, because these videos about to be off the hook, man. Y'all gonna be like, man, Yuckie is on it.
And one day I gotta pop out to one of Yuckie video shoots, like real talk. I gotta be in that thing.
Yeah, I got to get my boy goddamn BDK out here, too. But hey, I
So,
appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Leave a comment, share it to your friend. Make sure to hit that subscribe button too as well. Follow BDK on what platforms, Instagram.
One more thing, Yuckie. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go in the comments and let us know what y'all want to hear us talk about next. We'll get on that.
Go in the comment and let us know what you want to talk about next. You know what I'm saying? Like if we didn't touch on something or you feel like we know something, we'll even research and look it up. It might be some stuff we don't even know. We might
Appreciate
look
it,
it up. That's what type of person I am. I look something up if I don't know,
So, all right, y'all, we appreciate it, Yuckie. I appreciate you, my dude. Farmer
All
gang,
right, y'all.
farmer
Take
gang,
it easy,
gang,
man. Y'all
gang,
hey, I'm gonna get back on here, y'all. Give me like an hour. I'm gonna get this fire going. I'm gonna get back on here. I'm about to go season some meat and stuff. And y'all
Y'all
get
have a
at
good one. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. All right.
Now we got to figure out how to get off this